is a great time to be a Minders basketball fan, don't you think? For the first time in a while, double sectional titles by both the Minders girls and the Minders boys. First, the girls, having gone through a very tough period. Big wins, especially tough ones against Livonia and Hornell, prepared them for their battle against Wayland Cohocton, who knocked them out of last year's tournament. And late in the third quarter, the Blue Devils were behind by 10. But then Coach Anderson ratcheted up the defense and told them, hey, go to the full court press, force them into mistakes. And that's exactly what they did against Wayland Cohocton. And for that, Minders comes home with a big victory against Wayland Cohocton and a Section 5 title. And now it's on to the states. Buffalo State, that is, because that's where they're going to play their Far West title game against the Section 6 champions. But the thing is, they still got to play their game tonight. Who will determine whose Minders is going to play? I kind of hoped it would be against one of two teams. One of them was eliminated from the Buffalo suburb that always stinks, if you know what I mean. You drive through it, and no wonder why you go, Depew. Of course, there is the other one. I don't know whether Medina won or not, because you know what? I like to eat at a nice restaurant there, 'cause you know, that's Medina. But whatever. Heidi Miller, Haley Case, and all the rest of the Minders girls, be proud of your effort. And speaking of effort, the Minders boys, I know last week I kind of maybe lit a fire under them. Of course, a lot of people thought I slammed them. But the truth is, you don't lose a huge lead like that in that short amount of time unless your head's not in the game or you're not focused. Seems as though we raced out to that huge lead against Early College High School of Rochester. But you know, you gotta play 4 quarters of basketball. It seemed as though they just took the fourth quarter off. And of course, a lot of people don't like the fact that I made those comments. Well, I wasn't meant to slam them. It was meant to light a fire under the boys. But of course, a few people took offense. And even I was defriended by somebody. Especially because this kid created more turnovers than a bakery. And when it came to trying to hit some free throws, I wonder if he was trying to become a mason. Heck, him and the rest of the team, I wonder if they were trained to become masons. 'Cause you're gonna build a house with all those bricks? It took surviving that last second shot to win against Early College. But you know what? I think I might have helped them along. 'Cause against Newark, they gave a complete effort. I mean, choking defense, good offense when needed. I mean, a resounding 50-30 victory against our rivals. And we're either going to play a team from a place that has one of the last and best 5 and dimes in the country, or from a team that trains its kids to become in the medical profession, but it's just down from the anchor bar. If it's that team, I hope that we don't wing it against them, if you know what I mean. Of course, we might have to go back to the 5 and dime, Jimmy Dean. But you know what I mean. Big victories by both the boys and girls. You should be proud of yourselves. Especially a chip off the old block, Devin Anderson, whose father Jerry, 25 years ago, was part of the greatest team Minders had ever had. I wonder if history is going to repeat itself. And also Jake Mine, who shows that, hey, even in the Finger Lakes, we can dunk it. And of course, also Kellen Carahair, who because of illness couldn't be part of this run. But you know what? You really helped this team. You are a part of it. Celebrate. Of course, for that kid that I talked about, I wonder if his father has some regrets about defriending me and you know who you are, Quentin Battle, if you know what I mean. But of course, whatever. Big victories by Minders. We brought titles home. Let's celebrate. Good job. And of course, we're going to have to wait maybe a week and a half to see if, a week or so, to see if Syracuse can celebrate. As right now, they're still fighting for their NCAA tournament lives. But on Saturday, a resounding 90-61 victory over Georgia Tech. And Andrew White breaking out of the funk he was in late season with a terrific 40-point effort against Georgia Tech, tying the Carrier Dome scoring record. Of course, I might have liked to see him break it, but it was pretty cool seeing Dajuan Coleman, who seemed to be in Boeheim's doghouse, plus also a few of the walk-ons, especially the guy who got a scholarship whose name that me and others can't pronounce, coming off in his final senior season regular game, scoring a bucket. But I digress. It's now a battle in the ACC tournament, Syracuse, and we start against Miami. And I think you need to beat Miami in order to ensure that you're going to go to the big dance. As right now, you're still on the bubble. And even I would have to say, I'm still on the fence. But if we beat Miami and then can beat Roy Williams in North Carolina, hey, more power to us. Syracuse, hopefully, we're going to go to the big dance. And that would be my show next week. Syracuse back in the big dance, hoping for another run to the Final Four. But we'll see what happens. Good luck to the Syracuse basketball team. And another thing I saw, especially this morning, it seems as though people are wondering what's happened to Richard Simmons. Apparently, it's been 3 years since he was seen in public. Well, of course, a lot of people remember, because, he kind of looks like Big Bird with that hairdo. And, of course, we always see him sweating to the oldies and the deal a meal cards. Of course, I kind of wonder if those deal a meal cards actually work. Oh, it looks like they do, because he's made millions of dollars. But apparently for 3 years, he hasn't been seen in public. And of course, there's a big podcast wondering, is Richard Simmons going to be seen in public? You know what? Big deal. He's made his millions. Why is that news? But I digress. People are interested in it. Oh well. But that's pretty much all the time I have for this week. But it was a great run, Miners, boys, girls. Let's win the state titles. I'm Ken Haas, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.